Hello and welcome to Azur Lane Meta. If after this video you want to help support the channel, please check out my affiliate store at kit.co/AzurLaneMeta. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have another data mine video. It is time for the French rerun event. Skybound Oratorio is coming and we get 2 new ships, and we're going to talk about the stats and skills of those new ships, see if they're any good. Before that, really quickly, we're going to go through the patch notes. This is a short update, so this shouldn't take too long. Obviously, the biggest part of this update is going to be the French rerun event. It's very important that you pick up Richelieu here. Other than Richelieu, the rerun ships are mostly as desired. We will see about the 2 new ships in a moment. Also, Jeanne d'Arc is kind of nice for EX modes. She drops a D3, which you should already be grinding because the twin 203mm MLE 1924 drops there, and that's what you should be farming for this event. That is a great heavy cruiser HE gun, still event exclusive. As far as the mini events, we get Night of Sweet Magic being rerun, so USS Radford's getting her Halloween skin again. Also, Chaotic Halloween Night is going to be added to the archives for the mini events. This means that Memphis's free skin will be permanently available. Also, with the French rerun event, we'll be getting back all of the old purchasable skins that came with the first run of this event. That also includes Richelieu's top tier bathing suit skin. Note, because this is a rerun event, there'll be no partial release of the event. This means we'll be able to do all of the hard modes and the EX mode from the moment the servers become live today. On that note, this rerun event will have no clearing bonus either. They talked about adding that to new events, but as this is a rerun event, that's not going to happen today. One of the biggest parts of this event is the skins getting ready for Halloween, as well as the Kumano Halloween skin and the La Gasseinier Halloween skin. We also have another theme coming here, and that is pajama skins. The remaining 3 Coco Curry collab, wow, that's a tongue twister. Anyway, their skins are also coming, so Littorio, Ibuki, and Noshiro will get new pajama skins. Our 2 new ships, Le Terrible and Maillé Brézé, are also going to be getting skins that are pajama related. Something tells me these are going to go over well. Holy crap, is that a Bismarck Hood The Shining reference right there? Oh my gosh. Also, when in the world did this ship become Italian? Anyway, with that, let's get into the part that you guys have all been waiting for, and that is the data mine for the 2 new ships, Le Terrible and Maillé Brézé. Sorry to all the French-speaking people who have to listen to me butcher these names. Okay, first up, we have the French SR destroyer Le Terrible. Let's see if she lives up to her name. Alright, stat-wise, wait a second. These are 120 stats. Okay, much better, 125. Stat-wise, she looks like a destroyer. Actually, she's going to be very similar to her sister Le Maillé. Honestly, I'm liking the things that I'm seeing improved. She has higher evasion, higher HP, and a little bit higher firepower, in exchange for a little lower torpedo and a little lower AA. She's still got that massive destroyer gun efficiency. No main gun +1, obviously. She does get the AoE upgrade for her Limit Break 3, which is nice. Moving on to the skills. Skill number 1. Every 20 seconds after the battle starts, fire a level 10 special barrage. When the main gun hits the same enemy 5 times, increase the firepower by 5%, max stacks of 4, so that's a 20% firepower boost potential. When you reach the 4 stacks, so that's when you have 20 shots, they can be on 4 different enemies, but a total minimum of 20 shots, you have an increase in her own torpedo stat by 20%, and you fire that special barrage again. This procs once per battle. It's upon reaching the 4th stack, so it doesn't matter if you hit the 8th to 12th to 16. You only get the 20% boost once, and you only get the extra barrage once. Of course, this barrage still fires every 20 seconds, regardless of this part. But yeah, let's take a look at if this barrage is worth it, and yeah, it looks like it. We get torpedoes, we get a bunch of flowers. It looks pretty solid, so we have some decent barrage here. Moving on to skill number 2. Self-speed is increased by 7. Oh, did I mention this in the stats? She has the 54 stat, which makes her tied with her sister Le Maillé and Le Triumphant for fastest ship in the game. But this skill gives her +7 base all the time, so at level 10, you're going to be at 61 base speed right off the bat. We have the new fastest ship, ladies and gentlemen. Rip to this video. I guess I'm gonna have to remake that. Anyway, continuing on with the skill, if there is another destroyer in the fleet when the battle starts, so it doesn't check permanently, it's just checking at the start of the battle, meaning the destroyer could just die and then you still get the skill. Self-speed is increased by 7. Okay, I guess she just gets to go further beyond in speed. Crazy fast. Also, you get a 20% evasion buff. She had 314 evasion at level 125, so that's going to be very, very dodgy. Plus 20% AA. Her AA is not good, so this doesn't really matter too much, but who doesn't like to be able to shoot down some planes? If for some reason there was no other destroyer in your Vanguard fleet, the damage she takes is reduced by 5%, and she gets a 20% reload buff. Honestly, from what I've seen in this ship so far, you're probably going to want the speed. Skill number 3 is just an all-out assault. It's actually different than her sister ships. Dang, that is a really good all-out assault. That is a World 14 Power Crept assault. Looks very good. Also, being part of the Les Fantastiques class, she's going to get the all-out assault upgrade, meaning that she will proc this barrage every 5 shots instead of 10. Very nice. Overall, Le Terrible is not actually that terrible. She's certainly the fastest ship in the game, so if you want to make speed memes, you have to pick her up. She is kind of interesting. One thing that's coming to mind is her skill number 2. I'm going to put like a level 1 destroyer in with the fleet with her so that it dies right off the bat, and she's still going to get the speed boost because it checks at the beginning of the battle, but then the destroyer is going to die right at the beginning, so she's not going to be burdened by a slower ship. Honestly, for PvP, she could be thrown into any standard PvP fleet, just adding her to an open slot in the Vanguard, just to kind of speed things up and give some evasion. But I don't really see her being meta at all in PvP scene. In the PvE scene, I don't think that skill number 1 is going to give her enough to be a top tier barraging ship. However, because she's a destroyer, you could see her maybe being used for World 14, but I think there are better ships more suited to that role. Of course, she is French, so she does get boosted by Richelieu, which is a great preloaded ship. Let me know down in the comments what your initial thoughts of her are, and are you going to go all in to get her with your cube pile? Moving on, next we have the Elite Destroyer Maillé Brézé. Elite Destroyers always leave something to be desired when you're looking at their stats, so we're not going to go over too much about this. However, her 214 anti-submarine stat is nothing to scoff at. It's certainly not Eldritch level of anti-submarine stat, but if paired with the right skills, might get the job done. In terms of efficiency, she actually has decent destroyer gun efficiency for her main gun. Of course, not as good as the other French SR destroyer, but she does have more surface torpedo efficiency. She only has one skill outside of her all-out assault. Her all-out assault, I'll just say, is nothing special. It's every 10 shots. 5 shots when you get her to max limit break because of her AoE upgrade. So we better hope that this one skill is really good. All right, her self anti-air and her self anti-submarine warfare are increased by 10%. Not starting off great. Those are 2 stats not too important, but they could help maybe in World 14. When sorted with Richelieu, okay, I like this pairing. So when she's sorted with Richelieu, I mean, I wouldn't ever use a French ship without sorting with Richelieu pretty much at this point. Or there are 3 other French ships. There's no way that you run 3 French ships. 3 other French ships without running Richelieu. Did they even need to add the second clause? I mean, I guess maybe if they plan on power creeping Richelieu, but I hope they don't do that for a long time. Anyway, that being said, if that happens, she increases her own firepower by 10%, her own torpedo by 10%, and her own reload by 10%. 10% boosts on base stats to elite destroyer base stats pretty much just bring her up to the level of SR base. That is not actually that good, despite having a lot of breadth across all of the different stats that it covers. Also, when she takes damage, there's a 15% chance to reduce her own speed by 3. Oh no, we're back to this mechanic again. It's kind of neat, but it's also not particularly good. Also, she's gonna spawn a shield that can block 10 bullets. The shield lasts for 12 seconds. Okay, this ship is trash. It is collection tier only. You are getting this ship just so you can buy the skin and laugh at the shining memes. But I mean, you know, we got to get that collection too. Don't forget fleet tech. Overall, I think both these ships are not necessary to pick up. Richelieu is definitely necessary to pick up from this event. Le Terrible is actually going to be kind of nice. She's going to be kind of in that tier of Jeanne d'Arc where she fits a special role. And so I wouldn't ever recommend somebody not picking up Le Terrible and Jeanne d'Arc. However, you're probably not going to be using them very much if you're playing meta stuff. Everything else is pretty much collection tier. Maybe Algeria could be maybe fun for some people, but that ship I've already talked about in the other data mine. Actually, that first French data mine was the first time I ever did a data mine video. Wow, we've come a long way. Anyway, guys, that's the update. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave it a like if you did. Subscribe to the channel if you want future data mine videos. And I will probably be streaming the event release on Twitch later today. Sorry I haven't been streaming as much as I previously thought. My gamer's thumb is acting up right now. As always, until next time, take care of yourselves.